Okay, so I hope that works well today because it's going to be a little bit different. And we are going to start right away. What I want you to do is go to your Otis without wasting any time because we don't have much time to waste. And try to look into your assigned assessments. The one we will need now is going to be narrative writing or something of a kind. You are going today to have 3 times 3 is what? 9 assignments that are your practice assignments, and then you're going to have 1 assignment consisting of 3 parts, which is going to be your quiz. And you will need to take the practice assignments prior to taking your quiz. So the one we're going to start right now is we're going to do together. So all the practice assignments I'm going to help you, and the quiz you will need to do on your own. So the practice assignment that you will need to find right now is called narrative writing. Is it? Let me see. Narrative writing. And I can identify feelings. Yeah. So let's find it. Okay. So if you are here in your Otis, you can find the assignment that is called I Can Identify Feelings in a Narrative. So open it and let's start. First, we will need to read a story. So I will read it with you and you can have a look. You can always pause on the screen and read the story for yourselves. So, one night, I wonder if I need better glasses. One night, my tooth felt very wiggly. I pushed it back and forth with my tongue. It hurt a little bit, but I was excited. I had never lost a tooth before. Before bedtime, I sat on my bed and wiggled it with my finger. I wanted it to come out before I went to sleep. My parents said my tooth was not ready, but I was ready. So I took a deep breath and got a grip of my tooth. Then I pulled as hard as I could. It hurt a little and it bled a lot. But after that, one big pull, I lost my tooth. I lost my first tooth. I was going to say I lost my tooth forever. I lost my first tooth. Okay, so we need to choose the sentence that best shows the events and feelings from this story. And if you have your Otis, you probably have the same thing in your Otis. Same questions. So what is going to be your answer? A, the child wants to lose a tooth and wants to go to bed. Or B, the child has never lost a tooth before and feels determined to pull it out. Or C, the child has a wiggly tooth and feels scared to lose it. Or D, the child is ready to lose the tooth and is smiling. If you have answered B, you have answered correctly. So the correct answer here is B, and if that's your answer, you have answered correctly. Let's move on to the next. Your next assignment is going to be called I Can Describe My Feelings When Writing a Narrative, something like that. Let's see. I can describe my feelings when writing a narrative. Click on it. And let's start. So, you already know the story. Think of a time you lost a tooth. Write at least 3 sentences to describe what happened and how you are feeling. I will let you know that you will need to write a paragraph, not just 3 sentences. Because, let's talk about this later, because the assignment is to write a paragraph, which is the minimum requirement for the paragraph is going to be 5 sentences. Don't forget that you would need to start with a topic sentence. You will need to add was a conclusion. You will need to give some details in between. So good luck. And I will give you some help. So the sentences might look something like that. One time when I was 6, I lost a tooth at a barbecue. I bit into a hamburger and my tooth popped out. You can see that's already sentence number 2. I felt very excited. I was worried that my tooth would get lost. I gave it to my mom to hold. I was very happy. Perfect. So, as I said, you need to write your own, but you are quite allowed to look at the structure that I'm showing you over here. It's a simple task. You will need to concentrate on your English grammar. Don't forget to start your capitals with a capital, start your sentences with a capital letter, to use a punctuation at the end of the sentence, and don't forget to use S at the third person singular pronouns. Okay, let's move on. You can always pause. Don't forget to pause. So while you're writing, you pause. When you're done, you push it on again, the button. And our next assignment is going to be called I Can Strengthen My Description of Feelings in Writing. So let's find it. I can strengthen my description of feelings in writing. Okay, so it's the same story. And if it's the same story, we're not going to be reading it. You will need to write a short paragraph. First of all, before you're writing a short paragraph, you will need to, I believe, circle 2 sentences. That's correct. Circle 2 sentences that show feelings. The sentences that I personally see here that show feelings is the sentence, I felt very excited and I was worried. So these 2 sentences for sure, and I hate my glasses, for sure show feelings. So what you will need to do, you will need to, since you don't really circle them, you just look at them, I guess, for now, because we're going to write answer. No, that's even worse. I don't know. Okay, so I'm going growing old, and my glasses are. Okay, so what you had to circle is these 2 sentences as I showed you. I felt very excited and I felt very happy. Because we don't circle, you can write them out, whatever you want to do with them. I don't remember how your assignment really goes. And you will need to be able to explain. So how do you explain? First one, I felt very excited. So my heart was beating fast and I felt like I was smiling from ear to ear. This particular sentence explains what excitement is. You can understand or experience excitement differently. So if you choose to describe your excitement in other words, that will be absolutely perfect. And let's look at sentence number 2. I felt very happy. So how do you explain what happiness is? That will depend on how you personally experience happiness, because everyone experiences happiness differently. You might experience happiness in a quite different way, but this particular sentence is describing happiness. I was thrilled to lose a tooth, and I kept my mouth open so everyone could see the tooth hole. We are done with this and we need to move to another one. Your next one is going to be, let's see, I believe it's going to be this. I can identify a topic sentence. Let's check. So it's, excuse me, about an opinion now. So we need to find opinion section. Opinion section. opinion. And we need to find the one that is called view resources. Okay, so try to find something. Yeah, I can identify a topic sentence for an opinion piece. So let me see. You are writing an opinion piece about Disneyland. Which statement would be a good topic sentence? So it is your opinion, but you need to start with a good topic sentence. So the topic sentence usually introduces your full writing. It can be the introduction of your paragraph. It can be the introduction of your whole paper. It's pretty much connected to your thesis statement later on. Yes. So in this particular case, you have a multiple choice, and if you chose answer D, then you're absolutely correct. Let's move on to your next Otis assignment. That is going to be a short answer, and your the name of your assignment is going to be I can write a topic sentence for an opinion piece. It can be a little different. Let me see. I can write a topic sentence. This one is yours. So click on it. And let us see. We need to write an opinion piece about Disneyland. Yeah. You need to pick 2 words from the word bank and write your own topic sentence. I hate this mouse. Okay. So here's your word bank. Ta-da! You can pause, you can write them out, do whatever you want with them. Hotel, rides, amazing, awesome, vacation, characters. You choose only 2 words and you write your own topic sentence. Here is an example. Disneyland is the most amazing place for vacation for many reasons. Okay, so it's a good introduction. It's a short and perfect topic sentence with those 2 words from the word bank that were used. So go to the next one when you're done. Don't forget to pause and stop and then click again to start. It's going to be, I think it's going to be, I can't explain why. Let's have a look. Writing prompt. I can't explain why it is important to have a topic sentence for an opinion piece. Okay. You are writing an opinion piece about Disneyland. Write a topic sentence. So, write your topic sentence. Ta-da! And I show you my topic sentence. Disneyland is the best place ever to go on vacation. You can write whatever you want. You can say it's the worst place to go on vacation, or you can just write your own opinion. Now you need to explain why is a topic sentence, why is it important? See, I mean, can you believe it? And that's a program. Why is a topic sentence is important? That's a mistake here. If you are a good student, you probably would be able to notice a mistake in the sentence. Why is a topic sentence is important? So we have 2 times is here. We don't need to have them. Why is a topic sentence important? Or why the topic sentence is important? Okay, never mind. Forget about this. You will need to answer the question. Here's my answer. A topic sentence is important because it introduces what you are writing about. Perfect. Ta-da! Now your turn. Now we're going to literary devices. Literary devices. Up. Let's X this out. Let's find literary devices. And we're getting closer and closer to the end of my presentation. Literary devices. So you will need to find an assignment that is called, let's look. Just I can't identify why rhyming words were used. So your assignment is called Why Rhyming Words. Right? Yeah. I think so. I hope so. So that's what we need to read. There's going to be something to read, right? A poem? Probably. View passage details. Let's see if there is a poem here. A poem. Present. Oh, looks good. All right, let's have a look. Feed me, feed me. One morning, a hungry thing came to town. Interesting. I'll be honest with you, I didn't read it before. He sat on his tail. More and more interesting. He pointed to a sign around his neck that said, "Feed me." The townspeople gathered around to see the hungry thing. "What would you like to eat?" asked the townspeople. "Schmeckenkeks," answered the hungry thing. Schmencakes? Cried the townspeople. "How do you eat them?" "What can they be?" "Why, dear me," said a wise man, "schmencakes, that's plain, are a small kind of chicken that falls with the rain." "Of course," said a cook, "schmencakes, I've read, better to eat when you stand on your head." "I think," said a little boy, "you are all very silly. Schmencakes sound like pancakes, sound like pancakes to me." So the townspeople gave a hungry thing some pancakes. The hungry thing ate them all up. Then the hungry thing pointed to the sign and said, "Feed me." "What would you like to eat?" asked the townspeople. "Tickles," answered the hungry thing. "Tickles," cried the hungry people. "How do you eat them?" "What can they be?" "Dear me," said the wise man, "tickles, you know, are curly-tailed hot dogs that grow in a row." "Grow in a row." "Of course," said the cook. "Tickles taste yummy, and you giggle and laugh with 10 in your tummy." "I think," said the boy, "it's all very clear. Tickles sound like sickles, sound like pickles to me." And they gave the hungry thing some. The hungry ate them all up. "He's underfed. Have some bread," said the lady dressed in red. "It seems to me he'd like some tea," said a fellow up a tree. "A bit of rice might be nice," said a baby sucking ice. The hungry thing just shook his head and pointed to his sign that said, "Feed me." The townspeople tried again. "What would you like to eat?" asked the townspeople. "Feetloaf," answered the hungry thing. "Feetloaf," cried the townspeople. "How do you eat it? What can it be?" "Why, dear me," said the wise man, "feetloaf, let's see. It's a kind of shoe pudding that grows in a tree." "Of course," said the cook, "feetloaf tastes sweet, and it's eaten by kings when they dine in bare feet." "I think," said the little boy, "you all ought to know. Feetloaf sounds like beetloaf, sounds like meatloaf to me." So the townspeople gave the hungry thing some. The hungry thing ate it all up. He again pointed to his sign that said, "Feed me." "What would you like to eat this time?" asked the townspeople. "Cookies," answered the hungry thing. "Cookies," cried the townspeople. "How do you eat them? What can that be?" "Cookies," said the wise man, "are known in far lands as a special spaghetti to eat holding hands." "Cookies," said the cook, "are a party dish to serve to a guest if he isn't a fish." I think, said the little boy, that's all very simple. Cookies sound like lookies, sound like the hungry thing ate and ate. He looked very full. Is there anything more we can give you? The townspeople wanted to know. The hungry thing politely covered a hiccup. He thought for a while. Then, boop with a smacker, he said. Boop with a smacker, boop with a smacker. What is that? The townspeople asked. The boy whispered to the wise man. The wise man whispered to the cook, and the cook gave the hungry thing soup of a cracker. Soup with a cracker. Boop with a smacker. That's crazy. The hungry thing ate them all up. He smiled. He got to his feet. He wiped his mouth on the cook's hat. Just as he left, he turned his sign around. In big letters it said, "Thank you." Really liked it. Wonderful. So we still have to work a lot. I really like this particular one. It was so funny. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? We're gonna work, right, people? Okay. Press the button, press the button. Press the button. Navigate standards. If I press this particular button, where do I go? Let's see. Go up, go up, go up. We're up. If I go here, where do I go? That's perfect. Cookies sounds like bookies. Okay, so why does the author use rhyme in the story? A, to describe how the hungry thing looked. B, to describe the feast the townspeople would be eating. C, to describe the food so the townspeople could figure out what the hungry thing wanted. Or D, to describe how friendly the townspeople were. And of course, the correct answer is, you're right, C. Let's continue. Find your next assignment in Otis. Supposed to sound something like, I can determine how the author used rhyme. How the author used rhyme. Okay, so you need to be able to determine how the author used rhyme. So let's read the question. When a hungry thing asks for cookies, what is he's really asking for? And the answer is, don't forget, you need to write at least a full sentence for AC. And I don't want to even mention a paragraph for an A. And something like around 3 sentences, maybe for a B, explaining particularly how the word cookies is rhyming with the word cookies and why the writer is using it, because blah, blah, blah. Then how did you know? How did you know? Well, the sample, like model answer, model response is here. I know because for every food, the author rhymed the fake food with the real food. So you can definitely need to use your own explanation of the same particular idea. And you have done that, then you've done a good job, multi-part response. All right. So your next assignment should sound something like, I can explain why the author used rhyme in the story. All right. Why did the hungry thing wear signs that said, feed me and thank you? Give your own explanation. Sample explanation. The hungry thing wore the signs because he could not talk very well. That's just one of the opinions. Right? Number 2. Would this story have worked if the author used repetition instead of rhyme to figure out the food the hungry thing asked for? Why yes or why not? No, because if the author used repetition, the hungry thing and townspeople would just repeat the word and they would never figure out what he wanted. So the answer is no. And that's a wonderful explanation. And we're moving to literary device. No. I believe that we're done, guys. I believe that you're done with your practice. So we did the narrative writing, right? We did the opinion and we did the literary device. Did we do the opinion? Let me just double check. Literary device. Did we do the opinion? If we did that all, then it's going to be time for you to answer your quiz sentence. Let me just check if we did the opinion, because somehow I totally forgot. Opinion. Characters, information text, key, vocabulary. Hello, point of view. Vocabulary, opinion 2. 0. Opinion. Let's have a look if we did this already. Yeah, opinion was about Disney, right? I think opinion was about Disney. Yeah, that's why it went very short, very fast, because we didn't need to read anything. Yeah, absolutely. So congratulations, we're done. Now what I want you to do, I want you to go over here, and probably there will be a text that I will show you before I say goodbye to you. So yeah, throw your tooth on the roof. So for throw your tooth on the roof is going to be author's purpose. Author's purpose. And there probably is going to be a text that you will need to read. Author's purpose. Yeah. And then you will be able to just pause the text and read it on your screen. And I also might put it on in the comments down below. Okay, here we go. View passage details. Present. Yeah, you're right. Oh, it's actually the same story probably. No, it's a different one. Throw your tooth on the roof. Tooth traditions around the world. Yeah, it's just the same topic, but see how it's a different story. A wonderful picture. All right. Has this ever happened to you? You find a loose tooth in your mouth. Yikes. You can wiggle it with your finger. You can push it back and forth with your tongue. Then one day it falls out. There you are with your old baby tooth in your hand and a big hole in your mouth. It happens to everyone, everywhere, all over the world. Look, look, my tooth fell out. My tooth fell out. But what happens next? What in the world do you do with your tooth? North America, the United States. What do people do with a tooth? I put my tooth under my pillow. While I'm sound asleep, the tooth fairy will come into my room, take my tooth, and leave some money in its place. Mexico. When I go to sleep, I leave my tooth in a box on the bedside table. I hope El Raton, you guys know that better, the magic mouse, will take my tooth and bring me some money. He leaves more money for a front tooth. You be my mother wraps my tooth in a food like meat or bread. Then I feed it to a female dog and say, replace this tooth with a better one. That's horrible. My mother or grandmother takes my tooth and puts it in a tree, and then my family dances around it. That makes certain that my new tooth will grow in as straight as a tree. Oh my goodness, people, I don't want to criticize those traditions, but some of them are very interesting. My mother saves my tooth until my mouth stops hurting. Then we take my tooth to the southeast, away from our house. We bury the tooth on the east side of a healthy young sagebrush, rabbit bush, or pinyon tree, because we believe that east is the direction associated with childhood. Wow. All right, so wonderful, good luck, and I wish you the best continuation of this class and a wonderful grade. Bye bye.